All right. Hello, my honeydews. Today, we're going to be doing some profile pictures for Artfight. Um, and we're going to start with this guy right here, Roman. Feel free. I did some test streams and everything looked good to me, but feel free to let me know if anything is going wrong so that I can then fix it. So, I did have a couple problems getting set up, but we're here now. I have chat on my phone. I have my breakfast that I still haven't eaten, but I will get to that at some point. I have water. You should also have water. It's important to stay hydrated. And I'm not entirely sure how many profile pictures we're going to get through today because I watched many YouTube videos about Artfight, preparing for Artfight, how to do certain things on Artfight, and it said to make chibis for your profile pictures because then people can see the whole design in your profile pictures, and I thought that was so smart. However, I'm not very experienced in drawing chibis, so I'm not sure how many we'll get through today. Because I'm not experienced with chibis, I don't know how long it'll take, but we're gonna start with Roman. I did do a little bit of practice last night on chibis in my sketchbook. Maybe I should have added that in as a reference image, like over here, but too late for that now. And I'm not hearing any audio issues, so I am turning off the volume on the stream on my phone now. And yeah, so let's just get started. I'm just gonna do little guy Roman. Just like this. I'm gonna make the head a little bigger. I'm still, chibi proportions is like, it's like learning how to draw a person all over again, because you kind of are. You're learning different proportions than normal. I think the legs are too long. I think I've made the legs too long for a chibi. So I'm gonna stream a couple more times at least to work on this stuff. But then once Artfight starts in July, I probably won't stream at all in July because I want the attacks themselves to like be surprises. I don't like posting any sort of whips of Artfight attacks. And that's the main thing I'll be doing. The other thing I'll be doing is stuff for videos, which I also like to keep some element of surprise or mystery for. So I'm gonna stream a few times and then no more streams. It'll at least for July, but maybe later on I will do more streams again. Okay, so we got the silhouette down. It's an easy silhouette to do with a chibi, of course. I missed the E on that, but that's fine. I just want to get through this quickly. Okay, so he's kind of, if you look over here, you can see he's kind of pointy. Actually, there's no one here, so I'm gonna take a bite of my breakfast. And, okay. My breakfast is placed on my desk in a way that's making it more difficult to draw, so I'm moving it away. So, he is kind of pointy in the chin. So let's try to make a pointy chin. I am, once again, not very experienced in chibis. I'm doing thicker line art. Or a thicker sketch, I suppose. I don't know if I will do lines or not. It's yet to be decided. Yeah, I think that's fine. Is it fine? I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself. Now I think it could be too wide. Let me try this. Well, that's not gonna help. Yeah, there we go. I'm good with that. Okay. And then Roman is nice because I get to cover up his face. I'm gonna keep the shape of the head for a second while I draw the hood in to make sure that the hood makes sense. This is how I always draw. This is how you should draw in a lot of circumstances. But this is how I always do it. I always draw what's underneath. It helps you understand what's happening. And it makes it easier to make it look correct. I think live streaming is something you kind of gotta practice and exercise your muscles for, because you kind of gotta talk a lot, and I guess it's improv in a way to talk for 3 hours, especially What if you're just starting out and there's no one in the chat saying anything to react to? Now you just gotta talk to yourself about anything you can think to talk about. And then this kind of comes from the front to join. Mm. I have I have a I have well, I have several burns on my face right now. And the hard part about that is that I touch my face a lot. And so it's so hard to not touch my face like I usually do. I also have some issues with picking at my skin, which has been certainly elevated by having all these lovely blisters to pick at. But it's okay. And also, it doesn't hurt unless I'm picking at it, which is happening sometimes. But the important part is that it doesn't hurt very much unless I'm being an idiot, which, like I said, I am being an idiot several times a day. But it's nice to be able to escape, I guess. Okay. Um, I'm still undecided if I'm gonna do line art. If I'm not doing line art, this is gonna be so fast. I was planning to stream for about 3 hours today, which, going back to the talking to yourself thing, is a long time to talk to yourself. But anyway, I was thinking of, this is going really fast, and I think, I don't know, I feel like if it's going so fast, I'm gonna freaking crush it, you know? I'm gonna get so many done. If I'm doing this for 3 hours and it's been 10 minutes and I'm like, I don't know, a third of the way done with this. Or way less than a third of the way done if I am gonna do line art. Line art is seriously a thing that takes the longest time. But I'm definitely a canvas mover. You've probably seen already, but I'm trying my hardest to be less of a canvas mover for this live stream, but it's in my bones. There was no reason to move the canvas right then. It's just how I've always drawn, I guess. But I'm trying to reduce it at least. Okay. This isn't how it usually appears, but I'm gonna do this to make more sense. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to not be perfectly accurate / realistic to make sense, because it's important to make sense. I'll give him his little pocket too. There we go. Oh yeah, the other boot I will be able to get away without moving the canvas, because I shouldn't move the canvas, because there are people watching live. My speed paints are recorded in this built-in recorder that Krita has. You can actually... Can you see it? Let me see. Yeah, you can see down here there's a little dot that says recorder, and over here's the Docker. And it works, basically Krita takes a screenshot every time you draw a line, or every time you draw a line, as long as it's not, I have it set to 1 second, so if I draw 2 lines in 1 second, then it'll only take 1 screenshot for the 2 lines, and then it converts them using FFmpeg to a time lapse. Actually, something interesting. On my old computer, I can't figure out why. It was like just a regular Windows computer. Not, which usually when an app has had trouble, I've had more trouble on my new setup with Linux than I did on Windows typically, because the apps are usually built for Windows, or at least with Windows heavily in mind. So I installed Krita, and I tried to use the built-in recorder, and it took all the screenshots, but when I went to export, it said something like can't find FFmpeg. I'm like, fine. I'm like, maybe I have to install it myself. Which, by the way, on this installation that I have on Linux, it did not need to be installed. Anyway, the point is, I install FFmpeg. Krita's like, we can't find it. I'm like, I literally am pointing you to where FFmpeg is. But it's like, we can't find it. But I'm like, okay. What if I... So you're taking the screenshots though. So what if I just use FFmpeg myself instead of going through Krita? And discovered that FFmpeg is not really designed to be a standalone app. It is possible, but I was not knowledgeable enough to do that. So I found a different app called Shutter Encoder, which used FFmpeg, and it well, it could do a whole bunch of stuff, but I mostly used it for taking the screenshots and turning them into speed paints. And this actually happened while I was still at college, and as a member of that college, they had like student access to all the Adobe products. So at first I tried with Adobe Premiere, because that was like, because in my computer arts class we had used it to make a short animation, and it is great at short animations that are like 100 frames, 200 frames or less. However, when I tried to give it my 9,000 frame speed paint, it did freak out, which I think is partly because that's not the main idea of Adobe of Premiere. It's just something it can do, and also because that computer wasn't very good. Anyway, I found an app called Shutter Encoder. I said that already, and I used that for the whole time. I had my old computer, was making YouTube videos on it with the speed paint. And then on this new computer, I'm testing everything out, booting up Krita, and it just works. The recorder and the export, it all just works. It was so wonderful. It was awesome. I was stoked. Um, yeah, it was so cool that it worked. Okay, and so you guys are gonna watch me color this, and you're gonna be like, what the heck? So the reason I color it in this way is because the brush is textured, and it's not solid black, and I use multiply, and so this is just the way that looks best. I could alternatively use like a lasso selection. However, this way is more fun, and I do art for fun. So I'm gonna pick the fun way, and you're gonna watch me. Well, no one's watching, but you're gonna watch me just outline this. I also find this more fun than doing line art. I think that there are situations where I think line art is important, and I will do line art in those situations. Or if I think it'll just look better, which I guess is important itself in a way. But otherwise I'd rather avoid doing line art. Actually, a good example of that is that on most reference sheets I'll do line art. Except I haven't been doing them on my reference sheets for Artfight because I'm trying to do them quickly. So Roman I did literally in the fall, way before I was thinking about Artfight. I was doing it for my mind mapping video. If you've watched that, it'd be awesome. I love when people watch my videos and like them. I was gonna enjoy them. I mean, I like when they leave a like according to YouTube, but I care more about if people enjoy them. Because making YouTube videos is fun for me as well. I find streaming pretty fun too. I just not good at it yet, but it doesn't mean I don't find it fun. Oh, goodness gracious. And I am gonna leave all these VODs up onto my channel. I believe YouTube just kind of automatically publishes them as VODs unless you tell them not to. I did look at all of the stream settings, and there was a setting that was like, don't automatically publish as VOD. And I left it as do automatically publish the VOD. So, this will be up for viewing at any time. And, yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised by how smooth the stream is going, because I'm using Wi-Fi. I do have a really nice Wi-Fi card and Wi-Fi antenna, but it's still Wi-Fi. And I'm not in the same room as the router, but I am pretty close. But there are 2 walls between me and the router, so I'm just like, it actually took me this long into June to start streaming for Artfight prep because I seriously thought that the Wi-Fi wouldn't be good enough. But it has turned out to be good enough, which, as I said, is pretty cool. And then, okay, now that we have the silhouette done, it is easier to color at this point. I now don't have to outline the entire shapes. I can just kind of do that. And does get kind of tricky with the darker colors. It's less forgiving with dark colors. But luckily, this will be displayed at 200 by 200 pixels. So, none of my mistakes will be very visible. I will probably go back around the edges of the dark color to be more precise with it though. I've thought about it. I am gonna plug my phone in because I'm using my phone to read chat and to read chat. No one has chatted yet, but I'm just plugging my phone in so that it can stay alive. Especially because I have work and I use my phone at work. They want me to. Not I'm sitting on my butt playing on my phone. Not that I never do that. Honestly, sometimes I do that, but mostly my managers want my phone available so that we can all communicate with each other easily. Okay, let's get in here. You are, let me understand. Okay, I know you are, and there's that little bit there that I'm gonna clean up. Oh, there's lots of little bits. Okay, let me clean up all these little bits. Okay, cool. Little bits are cleaned up. And then the more colors I've put in, the less I have to sort of outline to put new colors in, which is nice. Boom. I like Roman so much. He's just like my little guy. Sometimes if it's a small section like you just saw, I will just color it in. It's kind of, sometimes it's quicker than switching to the fill tool. Alright, and then I did want to shade these and to add like graphic backgrounds. So I will do that as well. Let me see. Okay, so I think this is like this. So cool, there's that. And let's hit up, not luminosity, multiply layer. Let's just grab Orpal and let's start slapping in some shadows. And then I'll show you guys a little secret tip I do with my cell shading. So firstly, I just go in and color all the shadowed areas. I try to make it all nice, of course. And the nice thing is that you can always just erase to make it nicer. I never really got into Gacha Life or any of the Gacha franchise, I suppose. But I'm looking at this and I know it's because it's the chibi art style, but I'm looking at this, I'm just like thinking about Gacha Life, you know? I'm like, dang, that looks like Gacha Life. Yeah, it does. It's supposed to, in a way. And as always, you gotta pick the direction of your light source. I'm going from like the top corner. I only sort of draw in where the light source is if I'm having trouble with it. Because otherwise, my imagination is good enough. And also because I've been shading things for a while, you know? And then I'm actually gonna make my brush bigger to put the whole cape in the back in shadows. Okay, and now here's the secret part. So I've got the shadows. I might, no, I'm okay with that. And then sometimes I'll blur some of the shadows, but I think it's okay to not this time. And then we have the Orpal color. And now we're gonna choose another analogous color. So I'm gonna go for sort of a pinky color just because he has a lot of blue in the design. I'm gonna take my gradient tool. It's on linear, which is what I want. I have this set to alpha lock so that it only colors in what's already there, and I'm gonna make this a gradient, and it is pretty subtle, but you can do a more intense color shift if you want to make it more intense of a difference, but I just like it. It makes it, I'm gonna keep it 55% opacity, seems good, maybe actually a little darker. 74, let's make it even 75. And then I'm also gonna hit up a color dodge layer. Gonna hit a couple highlights. Oh gosh, it's very red. Okay, very red. Why is it so red? Oh, it's because I usually do it way lighter than that. Okay. Still pretty red, but then I just hit highlights. I don't like it this time. I don't know why. So I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna hit up overlay instead. That can also be nice for highlights. Okay. And now we need to do the graphic background. So we add this. We're gonna start with a fill. I think we should fill it with an Orpal. Purple's his favorite color, by the way. Also, I do keep saying, hey, I forgot to press this button. There we go. I do keep saying Orpal. This is like, it's just a thing I do. I'm sorry. I do like that color of purple. I think I might want to add a pattern. Oh, I don't have my pattern docker. I'm gonna save this real quick. Okay, for the graphic background. So something to consider, for my characters from Nideo Vivus, which Roman is one of them, I am planning to make at some point a little frame that's kind of like this. So let's keep this in mind. It's gonna go all the way around, by the way. You guys can't see the vision, but we're gonna keep this in mind. It's gonna be snaky. So when doing the graphic, there's gonna be twists. There's gonna be snakes. Actually, I think the ones that are getting a frame. So not everybody's getting a frame. Only the people from Nideo Vivus are getting a frame, at least this year. So I think the people in Nideo Vivus because they're getting a frame, because they're gonna get that frame, probably don't need a graphic background. It might actually be kind of cluttering if they did get a graphic background. So in that case, I think that means that Roman is done. Record time, 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna save this. It's a PNG real quick. And then I'm gonna see. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's right. I'm on a different thing now. I was having some troubles with the stream, and so I switched critter version like 5,000 times. And the point is that things are different. So I believe next on what I wanted to do is going to be Iris. And I do have, where is she? I do have somewhere her. Here she is. Okay, insert her as a reference image. Here she is. So now I get to figure out how to do a snake chibi. I'm going to put her over here so I can see her face better, which will be fun. I do think drawing snakes is fun though, so give me just a second. I'm going to look at my to-do list real quick. So I can make sure I'm doing the correct thing. Of course, it's going to take a second to load. Of course, I don't need to do that on my computer. I do have the to-do list on my phone as well. Okay, Iris is next, which is perfect. That's what I thought. There's once again no one here. I'm gonna write real quick. All right, and I am back, and the snack was actually some ramen noodles, which was delicious, but when I got burnt, I'm gonna try not to talk about it too much, but it's like I'm just trying to talk about anything, and it's like a very pertinent part of my life right now. But when I got burnt, um, I haven't been able to feel my lips since then, which I'm mentioning because the snack was actually ramen noodles, which was definitely interesting. It was just so weird to eat ramen noodles um uh and not feel my lips. And there's also I can feel sort of around my lips. And so it was like I could feel the wetness up until it got right to my mouth. Um like I said, it was a weird sensation. And we are about 50 minutes into it, so I'm going to remind you to have a sip of water. I'm going to have a sip of water as well. And just remember to stay hydrated and all of that. Okay, and Iris does have boobs, which is something I need to tackle. Because I actually, when I was practicing chibis last night, I did neglect uh boobs. So we're gonna figure that out together. That'll probably work. And then she has a really long tail, as you can see over there. So I think I will, I don't know, do something like this. Like this. Like this. Like that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That seems good to me. Then I'm gonna, meant to erase. I think I'm gonna do like this, and then of course her little gosh, what I now suddenly don't remember what this is called. Okay, I'm just gonna, cause it's chibi, I'm just gonna do a little tiny snout, kind of like My Little Pony or something. Her hood. It's called a hood. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring her head down because there's a little too much neck for a chibi otherwise. Okay. And I'm gonna curve it like this, just so it looks okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So let's get her. Let's get her. We're gonna get her. I am gonna use this darkest color for the sketch this time. Ooh. Well, maybe let's make her a little bit bigger on the canvas. Like this. Yeah, that's good. On the sketch, I think I need a smaller pencil for her. Oh yeah, that is a My Little Pony snout for sure. but that's fine, because the whole point is to simplify. We're simplifying. And then the hood. It's also fun. I haven't drawn Iris again since this reference sheet. So it is fun to have a good opportunity and reason to draw my characters again. I'm gonna try. I'm always trying to sort of improve my life, I guess. And I think something I can do for that is to draw my characters more. Oh my gosh, there I go, touching my forehead again, which I am not supposed to do. And then I guess, oh, I just realized I didn't draw eyes on Roman on purpose, but now I'm just like, oh my god, I have to draw eyes this time. Okay, her eyes are actually a little bit more like this. There we go. Oh my god, I always do this. I always forget to draw arms. This is seriously something I do all the time. What should she be doing with her arms? I can't give her the exact same arm pose as in her reference sheet. Not in good conscience. Let me save this real quick, by the way. And I'm gonna look at the stream. Okay, you can't see when I'm saving something. You just kind of see a flickering cursor. You don't see the files, which is great. Okay. Oh, sorry, I had to yawn. Oh my gosh, now I'm cold. I'm gonna get a blanket. It'll take me 2 seconds, but I'm gonna get a blanket. Okay, I'm back with a blanket on my lap. Right before stream, my cat was here. And now I'm like disappointed that she's not, not here. Okay. I'm also gonna place her bag real quick so that I can, there we go. There we go. Okay, bag placed. Arms where? Arms where? Frick. Whenever I'm doing a pose from imagination, this is like my kryptonite. It's the arms. What if, okay, let me think. What if I shift her this way, which means I now have to shift the sketch to match. And her arms, and she's holding, she's holding Okay. She's holding herbs because she's a witch and she makes potions and stuff. And then the other arm is gonna be, I don't know, relaxed behind her, so that way you don't have to see it and I don't have to draw it. That is an option that I will consider. I don't know if I like it. I'm just gonna refine this while I think. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna do one arm. I don't care. I mean, I do care a little. I don't care enough to spend as much time on it as I'm currently spending on it. I think I'm gonna. Here we go. Here we go. And some. What do herbs even look like? They have like leaves, usually, I would say. Okay, there's that. And that kind of covers up her boobs, which is fine by me. Makes it so I don't have to deal with that. Okay, and I am going to simplify the bag situation as well. Because that is the name of the game. It's simplification. And I'm going to win the game. Okay. Got it. So, I wanted to stream for a couple reasons. Biggest reason is for extra content. That's not the biggest reason. I lied. Biggest reason is so that I actually work on these and I focus on them for a long period of time, like 3 hours today in this case. I do have work in the afternoon, so I will be leaving in about 2 hours. Secondary reason is for content. I I do love making videos. Oh my, OMG, is that the very cool artist, Alex? Hi. Hi, Moosh. Oh my gosh, you have a little icon that says you're my #1 fan. Thank you for being my #1 fan. I'm trying to draw chibis for profile pictures for Artfight for my characters. I think it's actually been going pretty well so far. Here, let me pull up the one I just did so you can gaze upon it. Here it is. Look at it from a distance because that's how it's going to be viewed. And I didn't do a graphic background because the characters from Nideo Vivus, which this guy is from Nideo Vivus, are going to have a frame I make for them. So I didn't want it to be too busy with the frame and the graphic background. So I just didn't do a graphic background. And I think that is like correct and correct reasoning. And I didn't say it to avoid it, but I am happy to avoid it because I have a hard time doing graphic backgrounds. So now I'm working on Iris, my beautiful snake lady. Currently losing my mind. Starting my online summer class. Don't want to spend $74 on the materials, but I have to. Sigh. Yeah, that'll happen. For one of my classes, they had a pre-put together kit, and they didn't. Okay, so the thing is that they didn't require you to buy that kit, which was, by the way, $90. But they also wouldn't tell you what was in the kit. So like, I thought about trying to bundle hunt or like deal hunt, but like I didn't even know what I needed, which was silly. But also, once after receiving the $90 kit that I paid for, I did look into it, and it was actually like very cheap for what they gave, which they did claim, but I didn't necessarily believe them. But they were like, well, we buy it all in bulk, so that's cheaper on the student. I was like, uh-huh, college is trying to be cheaper on the student. But then they actually were, and I was like, oh, right. I'm gonna start with this color because it's lighter. And then you get to watch me painstakingly color this in the silly way I color things in. I say painstakingly, I love doing this. This is my favorite thing ever, actually. And then, okay, so she has so much gradient. She's like all gradient, so I will have to, and I didn't draw her straight, or, yeah, I didn't draw her like straight, so I will have to hand gradient it up, but that is fine. That is something I can do. I'm thinking I should get a graphics card. I don't currently have one. I'm using integrated graphics. But graphics card if you know anything about the state of computing right now, graphics cards are expensive right now. So I am thinking about it, but I also don't know. But also, I feel like it would help my life so much. So I'm thinking on that. It's a thinker. And I'm gonna sip some water, which you should do as well if you haven't in a while. I'm simply so dry. I'm putting on I've put on chapstick like 5 times today because my lips are so dry from being burnt off my face, which I think is very reasonable for them to be dry after being burnt off my face, but it is bothersome to me. But is there a but? Well, the but is that everything's okay. The but is that I'm drawing my character and I'm so happy to draw my character. And yeah. I feel like I've talked about the burn so much that I should at this point say how I got burnt, which is that my sister put gasoline on a fire and it exploded on me. So now my face is all burnt, which is unfortunate, but I am okay. As I mentioned, it's all okay. But I've just mentioned them like 4 times this stream. So I should say why, I think, instead of leaving it a mystery. And my sister's also okay. She actually didn't get burnt at all, which is kind of messed up, actually. Not that I want her to be burnt. It's messed up that she did it and she didn't get hurt, and and the skin on my face is falling off. But as I said, it's all okay. And oh my gosh, we're almost to the end of the coloring in journey. Here we go. And now I'm gonna look around for little specks, which happen all the time, unfortunately. I can't see any. I think that's because I did a bright color. So we're gonna put that in alpha lock, and we are gonna start freaking gradienting. So since we have to do the gradient by hand, I'm gonna use this airbrush. I think that is our best solution at this time. And then you are about halfway. Like this. And you like this. think we can blend better. I think you need like this. Okay. Okay, got that. And then the darkest color. And the darkest color actually also goes through her whole arm. So we're gonna do that. Add this to her whole arm. And then some of those little bits I was talking about have appeared. So I will deal with that. So I'm gonna un-alpha lock. Gonna go through. Get little bits. Okay. I've gotten the little bits. And I'm gonna add in, gonna make the herbs green. Wow, what a concept. Oh, I need to put alpha lock back on. And it looks like I could have done this better. So I'm gonna do this better. Wow, what a freaking concept. I'm being quiet. I saw about it, I was like, I'm being quiet. And the people deserve to hear me. I don't know. It's a lot of time to fill. A lot of time to fill right now, so kind of rambling, which is fine and super normal. Boom. Let's get in here. Let's add the bag colors. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna have another sip because I'm so dry. There we go. I think I should do a lighter green on the herbs also because I underestimated how powerful the lines would be for the value of the herbs. So I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. There we go, that's better. They look more green now. I'm gonna steal this white color. And I'm gonna steal the eye color, of course. Boom. Then I'm gonna make this a bit smoother. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Freaking doing it. We're winning. Okay. Now let's get the hood, which I believe is this on the outside. And yep, that looks right. Okay. Okay. Believe it or not, I know I'm zooming and panning the canvas a lot, but I am doing it less than normal, which is something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm impressed with my restraint or shocked by sort of being aware of how often I usually pan the canvas around and everything. Okay, and then this needs to be water, so I'm gonna add, so I'm gonna add some little, some like, you know, some of the water squigglies. You know what I mean. Okay. Cool. And I almost forgot that she... Oh, what? Okay. I almost forgot, though, that she has a little bit of a lighter snout. Like that. There we go. It's wonderful and perfect. Boom. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just looked over at the stream. I saw how quickly and aggressively I zoomed out. I was like, oh. Okay, once again. I think for her actually, I'm gonna do a little bit more complex. Not crazy, but I think I'm gonna this is gonna be crazy. Boom. No, wrong order. Boom. Ooh, no. Boom. Oh, see, now it's hard to put her against a sky because she's blue. But anyway, I'm gonna do it anyway. Boom. Boom. Maybe a little like this. I'm gonna find the right placement. Like that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that for her. I'm not gonna shade her just because I feel like it'll be too confusing with the gradient, actually. So that means that she is freaking done, which is crazy. We're speeding through these so fast. Okay, new image. I believe it's Armorer next, but I am gonna double check. It is Armorer next. Let me grab her reference image that I know I have somewhere, but I don't know where for certain. Right here, I found it. Okay, and now, I get to do a larger body type as a chibi, which is something I didn't practice. Definitely should have practiced, but I didn't. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it in pink. Okay. Okay. Let's. What pose? What pose? What even pose? How about I kind of have a pose idea. Okay. Boom. Okay. I think like this. Okay. I think just like this, and like this. Yeah, I think they'll do it. Okay, and then I think I want her to have, I think I want her leg out. And she's striking a pose. Like this. Let me, like this. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's the pose for her. I think I need to bring the head down. Boom. Okay. And then we're gonna make her a bit bigger, fill out the image a little more. Okay. Boom. 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 We're freaking zooming, and also yeah. Okay. I think I can. Oh, she also has boobs. I did forget about that part. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got a handle on this. I think that should go, that belly should be right a little lower, so it looks a little, there we go. Awesome. Awesome freaking possum. Okay. And her sweater, little, vesty thing. Okay, and let's get her in, and she does like this. Perfect. I just realized I haven't drawn hair yet, and I'm also not exactly gonna draw hair for Armorer, so that's kind of fun, and also a little silly. Okay. Because Roman had his hood up, and Iris is a snake. Okay, and you get a little heart. Just freaking cute. I like Armorer a lot. How? I hadn't considered how to draw chibi feet that aren't wearing shoes. So that's something I'll have to sort of deal with eminently. It's so dry. Oh, and she'll be the first one I'd give ears also. Okay, and we will boom. Okay, and then she is wearing a skirt. Boom. I think her legs might be too short in this image. Okay, and okay, there's that, and then I'm just gonna boom, boom. Boom. And she does have a belly button. So I'll make a little belly button. That's good for a chibi, I think. I think I need to give her a little more space back here. Okay. Yeah, that has helped for certain. Okay, but it's like this. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. And I'm being quiet again. I'm still talking, but I do this. And then she does have eyelashes. She does her makeup. Does she? She has eyelashes. She might just do eyeliner. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I like that. Like this. Yeah, I like that. Her eyes too far apart in that. Let me. Frick. Okay, let me just. There we go. There we go. Alright, here she is. I'm still moving the canvas around a lot. Keep looking at the screen, at my phone screen, which has chat and the stream pulled up, and I see me moving the canvas too dang much. Every time. And we'll give her, just do this quickly for the ears. She doesn't have earrings. That's a choice that I made. I don't remember if I made that choice for a reason or not. Okay, there we go. Now I just need to draw some of those chibi feet I was uncertain about. Maybe I'll just do like this. I think just doing like this is fine. This seems like, I think doing it just like this is the most normal option I have. And I'm always so normal, of course. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine and acceptable and not too weird. Okay. Turn off the silhouette. Let's clean this up. This one is especially messy. Couldn't tell you why. But it is. So I'm gonna undo it. I feel like she might look too cheerful in this bows and everything. She's kind of bit of a mean girl. I guess mean girls also are cheerful sometimes to lure you in. And also just 'cause they're happy sometimes, I assume. I'm being quiet again. This is like... Okay. I'm practicing I'm practicing talking for several hours about nothing at all. I'm also practicing speaking with my speaking voice and not just whispering. Okay. I think you're okay and normal. I think, yeah, I think we're good. I think this is fine for what I need it to be. And now, like we've done several times before, it's time for the coloring. Color. Is there really only 4? Wait. Really? Wait. Huh. Okay, so Armor was part of a color palette challenge I did. And I guess they did have all 4 colors. For some reason I thought they all had 5 colors. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I guess they did all have 4 colors, including Armor. So I'm putting her main skin tone down now first. Then second I will do her spots. Then I will do hair and clothing. And I think she will get shading. So we'll do some shading for her. Wow. Oh, wow. There is a person here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy you popped in to say hello. Um, yeah. I've been freaking getting it. Have a nice day at work. And okay. So I'm going so fast. I'm like I don't even understand. Oh, I left my phone on my drawing tablet. That's not gonna help me draw. That's gonna be an obstacle. I have a tendency to be quiet. Luckily, I am using a headset, so the microphone is right next to my mouth at all times. Mostly because there's not enough room on my desk to have my drawing tablet and my actual microphone at the same time. Though I have been thinking about rearranging my desk. I think if I put my computer tower behind my monitor, I think then I would have better success with my amount of workspace, because my computer tower is giant and the way it's like taking up like a quarter of my desk. So if I could relocate it so it takes up less of the space I can use and more of the space I'm already not able to use, like behind my computer monitor, then I think it would be good. My room also has sort of like a built-in shelf in the wall, so I am considering putting my computer up there, or the computer tower at least. And then, of course, it wouldn't take up any space on my desk, but I am just a little worried about like cord length. Cord length, yeah. I'm not sure if all of the cables could fit all of the places I needed to go if I did that. I would have to rearrange things, I think. Well, I mean, I'd have to rearrange what has which outlet, is what I meant. Because of course if I'm moving my computer tower, I'm rearranging things, but... Alright, let's get these spots in. I'm gonna match them to the reference image because there aren't a lot of them, honestly. So there's no reason not to. And also because I think that's just the best, most reasonable course of action. Okay, see, we're already done. And now let's actually get in the hair. Ah, I see. Okay, I was color picking. You can kind of see it's changing every pixel, and that's because I put, okay, I put, a noise filter over the image, which I used to do a lot. I used to do it on every single image and didn't think about color picking until essentially the same scenario came up where I was trying to color pick and the colors were all different and weird. It's not impossible to get a better version for the colors, but it would be difficult at this point because that was on my old computer, which I still have, so I could retrieve the Krita file from my old computer. It would just be a pain in my tush. So I might do that or I might not do that. I didn't put you to multiply. There we go. And then boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. Oop. Okay, got it. And the skirt. I'm very happy at how successful the chibi thing has been, because when the YouTuber said that it was better to do chibis, so that people could see the entire design from the profile picture, I totally heard what they were saying and agreed, but I was nervous about doing chibis because I don't have experience doing chibis really, except once or twice. But it has been different, and if I had tried to figure it out on stream, I would have given up, certainly. But because last night I did some chibi sketching in my sketchbook to figure it out, it's okay. I forgot eyebrows. In my defense, the last two characters didn't have eyebrows. I think, well, now I can't recall, but Iris doesn't have eyebrows, but now I know for sure I didn't draw eyebrows on Roman because of the hood, but I think actually in his reference he might not have eyebrows at all, but I could be wrong. Okay, cool. I am gonna clean up a little bit here. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna move on to shading now. Let's pick let's shade her with warm colors. I'm gonna do like a pinky purple for the start, and then I will, oh, give me a second. I'm gonna put that there so that I can keep that color because I liked it, but I see this spot I missed. Okay. Okay, now I think I'm actually gonna, okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start this shading process on a normal layer so I can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. But I'm doing it this time. I think I'm gonna do top left corner again. And then maybe a little there. Yeah. Boom. Like this. Okay. Cool. It's wow. It's drawing. It's drawing and it's art, and that's pretty freaking cool. Okay, and then we're gonna do that gradient trick I mentioned. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Boom. And then I'm gonna do warmer. Actually, like this. I'm gonna do one of these. And then we're gonna turn this to multiply. It's gonna be freaking cool. Gonna turn the opacity down. Maybe like this. I am gonna blur some sections on this one actually. Ooh, let's turn off alpha lock now. Boom, like this. Boom. Okay. And I think actually opacity down a little bit. Okay, and then just like before, we're gonna add some. I'm gonna try color dodge again. Who knows if it works how I want it to. Okay, boom. You gotta be light on the color dodge. Okay, and then opacity down. Opacity up a little. Okay, just like that is perfect. And then we're gonna hit up the freaking background. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I muted my mic for it to spare you. Okay. For her background, I think I will do. Ooh, that's not good. Maybe a little warmer. Like this. Like that. Yeah, that's good. I think I actually want to do. I wanna. Okay, where? I need to find. I think I need to get the pattern darker. Let me save this. It's crazy how I haven't saved so far, but it's just happening so quick. I don't really feel like I need to all the time. And Let me think. I think I do need to grab, yeah, patterns. Where did it put itself? It put itself on the recorder, which I'm not against. Let's see if they have. Let me search heart and see. No. Okay. They don't have anything in the patterns I'm looking for, but they probably, yeah, just like this. Okay, and then we're just gonna do this. Like that. I wish it were a bit bigger. Well, I guess I could do this, and then do like that, and like that. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, maximum is 1,000. Okay. And then maybe overlay on those. Overlay, let's see, screen. I always just play multiply maybe. Multiply is interesting. Luminosity, light and divide. Yeah, that's what I thought. Darken, color dodge, color, burn, addition. Okay. I think honestly normal is pretty good. Oop. And then I think we'll just hit like 8% opacity. Okay. Cute. And she's done. And it has been a little less than 2 hours, and we have done 3 profile pictures, which is pretty cool and awesome. And I seriously do not remember who's next. Oh, next it wants Crow. I love Crow, so I'm pretty good with that. Okay, let's get him his photograph. His photograph. His reference in here. Okay. And now I need to chibify a dragon somehow. So chibify a dragon, and he's also supposed to be noticeably skinny. Okay. This is like an art challenge. I've been hydrating really well, and I need to use the bathroom, so I'll be back. Hello, I am back. I haven't figured out the answer to this problem. I think like this, and we got little nose horn, and I think we have him sit like this. That looks like a nose. That looks like I'm blocking in a nose, because that's usually how I block in my noses, honestly. Okay, and then I'll have his tail like this. Okay. This is good enough for me. Maybe I will have him tilt his head slightly. I don't know. Let me think on this. Okay. Like a puppy. I think to help the skinnier look, I should. Oh, that really adding the eyes and stuff has not helped the nose horn to stop looking like a nose that I've blocked in. I'm gonna do that. Okay. And oh yeah, let me do that as well. Okay. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna grab him skin color. I'm gonna start here with the nose horn so it can look like a horn. Okay, let me see, cause it's like, yeah, that's good. Just like drawing him from the front for the first time. Like that. And now he looks like he has a twitchy eye, which is not the case. The adding nostrils will help with that. I think I should put his mouth lower. Okay. I think I've got it. Or maybe I should just not try to chibi the dragon. Is that the thing? Is that true? I don't know. I think I stick with it. I think I've gotten this far, and by this far I mean 5 minutes into it, and I think I stick with it. I should freaking speak up. I'm mumbling. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Because I can. Because I'm the artist, I'm gonna make this a little smoother. Actually, I'm gonna turn this opacity down further. Okay, yeah. I like it. Okay, and then we're just gonna do this. And he can have circle paws to match all the circle hands, to be easier for me. I don't know about this one, to be honest. Let's put that there, and then we'll do like this. And then, I don't know. I don't know about this one. I think that has improved the situation, but I think the situation is still a little odd and difficult. And tail. Tail, tail, tail. This is kind of, in a way, I guess in a way this is my fault, but whenever we talk about mail with my mom, she has to sing the mail song from Blue's Clues. It's kind of my fault because I'm her oldest child who was watching Blue's Clues, which is why she has that song permanently stuck in her head. I'm not sold on it. I think I'm gonna round it out like that. I think that helps. I'm gonna round out this side too. Gotta. Okay. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna think about it for a second while I apply even more chapstick. I should remember to bring my chapstick to work with me today, since I'm applying it like every 15 minutes. That's an exaggeration. But it's not that much of an exaggeration. It's like every half hour. Okay. I think I'm just gonna continue. I think I'm gonna add the color. I'm gonna see how that goes. And, I think I'm just gonna persevere. Okay, here's something, sort of an issue I have thought about with the chibi profile pictures. And that is that I don't usually draw in chibi style. And, you shouldn't play Artfight looking for, people to draw for you. I mean, it's nice to get attacked, but you shouldn't be trying to find whoever has the best art style and attacking them specifically so you can get revenge, right? But some people do that, or at least base a little bit on that. And I'm just minorly worried that if someone I don't know looks at all my characters with their chibi profile pictures, and then they attack me, and then they might expect something I won't do, which is the chibi. I will not be doing chibi attacks. Well, it is not the plan to do primarily chibi attacks. But there is a world, especially now that I'm getting comfortable drawing chibis, that I do draw some chibis because I can now. Also because they're fast. And I don't know. Artfight is not about points, but there are a lot of people who I want to give something to. And if I can go a little bit faster to make sure that everyone who I want to give something to gets at least something, then it is possible that that happens. But also, usually, okay, the past 2 years of Artfight, which I have done, I did go in with the thought of trying to be a little bit quicker than normal so I could get more people. And I did that for most attacks, but then there's one or two, oh gosh, characters that I got really excited for, or maybe a concept with the character that I got really excited for, and I did spend a lot of time and effort and energy on those. I assume two's not quite a pattern, but it's getting close, so it might happen again this year. It's hard to say. You never know what's gonna happen. You can speculate, but you never know. Okay, here's my baby crow. Crow and peacock are probably my favorite two characters I have that I did not originally design. I got them from, it's called an adopt shelter. And basically the idea is that characters that are unwanted go to the shelter page on Toy House, and then you can adopt them. And Peacock and Crow were a set. And in fact, the original designer is no longer even on Toy House. And they were just, they caught my eye. They really did. So they are definitely still based on the original two. I'm not even gonna pretend. There's definitely so much inspiration. I'm actually gonna drop in a Peacock. Here's Peacock. I'm also gonna drop in the original reference image if I can find it. I believe I have it downloaded here somewhere. Oh cool, I don't have it downloaded. But, well, I could do. Okay, here are my reference sheets I made of them. Just keep this in your brain. I'm gonna save this progress I have right now. Keep these reference images in your brain, I'm going to open actually the CRITA file for this guy, and we can see this is the original image. This is the only image of these two that I had when adopting them. And I just, as you can see, I did definitely change some things, but they are super duper similar to the original. As I said, the original designer is no longer active on Toy House, but I am gonna look at them real quick just to give, credit where it is due. Their creator is Froyo GoPro. I'll write that briefly. Oh, B. As far as I know, they only ever drew that one image. And I like them so much. And, oh, and, on my reference sheets, for the colored banners and triangle, I always put their favorite color. So I like Peacock and Crow a lot. If you do decide to attack me on Artfight, you should attack Peacock and or Crow, because they are my favorites. And I love them. And I only have the original drawing and the reference sheets of them. And I guess I'm making this profile picture right now, so I have this as well. So oh, I don't know is this anything? I don't know why that's alpha locked. I am gonna make this one a gradient because I feel like it. And I'm the one drawing, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. Okay. And there he's done. And I'm gonna save it as PNG image. And then I think that's 4 profile pictures, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna be happy with ending stream here, actually. We really did a lot, and yeah, I think I'm ready to rest a bit before I have to go to work. So, thank you for joining me if you did, or watching the VOD if you are. And I won't be back tomorrow because Deltarune tomorrow. But I'll probably be back on let me look. I'm gonna look at my work schedule real quick. So tomorrow is Deltarune, so I won't do that. I might be back Thursday evening or Friday evening or Saturday morning. I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel after work on Thursday. Otherwise, I will